Hello everyone and welcome to my Beyond the Gates CBS Update 24 channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Fairmont Crest is about to get even messier, and this time the spotlight lands squarely on Bill Hamilton's fragile marriage. Chelsea has never hidden how she feels about Hayley, and now she's ready to stop being polite and start asking the questions nobody else wants to say out loud. With secrets piling up, suspicious financial moves, and Hayley's behavior becoming harder to ignore, Bill may finally be forced to take a long, uncomfortable look at the woman he married. Friday's Beyond the Gates spoilers tease emotional confrontations, relationship tension, and family drama that could push several characters to their breaking points. Chelsea challenges her father. Naomi leans on Dany while carrying emotional weight of her own. Nicole's romantic life gets complicated yet again, and Vanessa gets very comfortable in Joey's world. Meanwhile, Ashley faces another round of stress thanks to Jan's never-ending opinions. And honestly, it feels like the walls may finally be starting to close in on Hayley. Chelsea forces Bill to face the truth for months now. Bill has been operating under the belief that Hayley is simply misunderstood. He keeps defending her, keeps excusing the red flags, and keeps convincing himself that everyone else is overreacting. But at some point, even the smartest attorney in the DMV has to admit when the evidence is piling up against the person sleeping next to him. Chelsea seems ready to test exactly how far her father's denial goes. Her decision to question Bill about Hayley is long overdue. Unlike Naomi, who tends to approach things with emotional intensity, Chelsea often watches quietly before making her move. She notices patterns. She sees inconsistencies. And lately, Hayley has been serving plenty of both. Let's start with Lynette. That entire situation was suspicious from the beginning. Hayley claimed she was manipulated and emotionally played by Lynette, painting herself as the innocent victim in a larger scheme. Bill bought it, at least publicly. But the deeper he looked, the stranger things became. Why was Hayley so financially entangled? Why did she seem more panicked than angry? Why did she keep trying to redirect every conversation away from the truth? Then came Babygate. Bill casually calling Dany baby may have looked like a simple slip of the tongue, but for Hayley it became a full-blown weapon. Instead of addressing the deeper issues in their marriage, she turned the moment into leverage, demanding gifts, attention, and emotional reassurance. She knew exactly how to use guilt to keep Bill distracted. And then there's the money. That savings account situation should have set off alarms immediately. Hayley quietly emptied funds from an account without telling Bill, and when the accountant noticed, she scrambled for an explanation. Her excuse about it being tied to a child, they agreed not to have felt rushed and thin. Even worse, she had a personal check made out instead of making a normal transfer. That wasn't emotional spending. That looked like planning. Chelsea sees all of this, and she likely wants to know one thing: is her father truly blind, or is he choosing not to see it? If Bill gets defensive, that says everything. Because sometimes people protect lies not because they believe them, but because admitting the truth would destroy too much. And if Bill starts questioning Hayley for real, that marriage could implode fast. Hayley's house of cards is starting to shake. Hayley has survived this long because she understands one thing better than almost anyone in Fairmont: Crest control the narrative before anyone else can. She's mastered the art of emotional manipulation. When questioned, she cries. When cornered, she redirects. When exposed, she seduces. She always finds a way to move attention somewhere else. That's exactly what happened when Bill confronted her about the money. Instead of calmly answering his questions, she shifted the conversation emotionally, then physically, steering everything toward intimacy and distraction. It worked because Bill let it work. But Chelsea may not be so easy to deflect. Daughters often see things wives can hide from husbands. Chelsea remembers the chaos Hayley brought into their family. She remembers Dany's humiliation. She remembers the betrayal. There is no emotional reset button there. No clean slate. To Chelsea, Hayley isn't misunderstood. She's dangerous. And if Chelsea starts pushing harder, Hayley may make a mistake she can't recover from. The most dangerous thing for someone like Hayley isn't being accused. It's being watched. Naomi and Dany find comfort in each other while Chelsea is confronting the family's external problem. Naomi is quietly drowning in internal ones. Jacob's undercover operation has taken a serious emotional toll. Every phone call feels like bad news waiting to happen. Every bruise, every delayed text, every unexplained absence adds another layer of fear. Naomi knows what Jacob signed up for, but knowing doesn't make surviving it easier. She's exhausted, and Dany for once may be exactly the person she needs. Their mother-daughter dynamic has always carried layers. The love, frustration, admiration, resentment. Dany is larger than life, and being her daughter has never been simple. But when the glamour fades and the real emotions show up, Dany has a way of being fiercely present. Spoilers hint that the two will comfort each other, and there are several possible reasons why. One possibility is Naomi finally opening up about the BRCA test results. That storyline has been quietly looming beneath everything else. With Anita's cancer battle affecting the entire family, the genetic implications for Dany and Naomi are impossible to ignore. If Naomi has been holding on to difficult results or fear about them, it would make sense for this to become a breaking point. Another possibility is simpler and just as painful: Jacob. Naomi is scared. She sees the bruises. She hears the tension in his voice. She feels the distance growing between them, even when he insists he's fine. Loving someone in danger is its own kind of trauma. And Dany understands fear better than most. She's also dealing with her own emotional bruises. Chelsea rejecting the idea of working together clearly hit harder than she admitted. Dany misses being needed. She misses being in the center of her daughter's lives. Watching them grow independent is both beautiful and brutal. So maybe this moment of comfort goes both ways. Not mother saving daughter, not daughter rescuing mother. Just two women admitting they're both tired. Sometimes that's the strongest kind of love. Nicole's love triangle refuses to stay quiet. Nicole's romantic life continues to operate like its own soap inside the soap. Carlton has been trying to recover from the disastrous double date that turned into social warfare thanks to Joey. Keel remains the newer, intriguing option, steady, intelligent, and complicated in a completely different way. And now Friday threatens to bring both men into the same emotional orbit again. Nicole and Carlton are expected to reconcile, which makes sense. Their chemistry hasn't disappeared, and despite the chaos, there's still unfinished business there. He may have ended up in the doghouse, but he was never truly out of the running. The problem? Timing. Because Keel showing up changes everything. Nothing creates emotional tension like one man arriving just as another starts getting a second chance. Nicole has spent so much of her life being the composed one, the professional, the mother, the emotional anchor. Watching her navigate messy romantic timing is one of the most human parts of her story. She deserves softness, she deserves joy, but she also deserves honesty. And if both men are serious, someone is eventually going to get hurt. This isn't just about romance anymore. It's about what version of her future Nicole actually wants. Does she choose comfort? Passion? Stability? Possibility? Fairmont Crest never makes those choices easy. Vanessa makes Joey's world feel like home. Vanessa has crossed an emotional line, and she may not even realize how significant it is. Making herself at home in Joey's condo sounds small on paper. It isn't. For someone like Vanessa who values image, stability, and emotional security, bringing pieces of herself into Joey's space is a declaration. It means this relationship is no longer casual. It means she is investing emotionally in a man nearly everyone around her distrusts. That matters, because Nicole may have agreed to be civil. Dany may have softened, but the warnings haven't stopped. Even Anita voiced concern, and Deanna remains openly unconvinced. Vanessa keeps hearing the same message from everyone: be careful. But love has a way of making caution feel like criticism. She sees Joey differently than everyone else does. She sees someone protective, loyal, and unexpectedly vulnerable beneath the sharp edges. She believes there's more to him than the reputation. And maybe she's right. But Joey is still Joey. A man who deals in favors. A man who collects leverage. A man who never enters a room without calculating what he can gain from it. That kind of man doesn't become safe just because he falls in love. If Vanessa is moving into his emotional world, she may soon discover how expensive that kind of closeness can be. Jan brings stress wherever she goes. Ashley barely has time to process Grayson's dangerous secret, and now Jan is back to make everything worse. Timing really is a villain on this show. Jan has never been subtle. She has opinions. She shares them loudly, and most of them involve telling Ashley that her life choices are wrong, especially when it comes to men. She's been firmly Team Derek from the start. She never trusted Grayson. And after his recent stabbing and confession about being tangled in something dangerous, Jan is going to feel extremely validated. That is terrible news for Ashley, because Ashley isn't just dealing with relationship uncertainty anymore. She's dealing with fear, real fear. The kind that comes when someone you care about shows up bleeding at your door and admits their life is far more dangerous than you knew. She doesn't need judgment. She needs clarity. But Jan rarely arrives offering peace. She arrives with pressure. Should Ashley leave Grayson? Should she trust Derek's instincts? Should she admit everyone else was right? Every answer feels painful, and the worst part is that Jan might actually be right this time. That's always the most annoying possibility. Fairmont Crest is one question away from exploding this Friday episode. Feels like one of those quiet storms, the kind where everything looks manageable right before everything breaks. Chelsea is asking dangerous questions. Will is running out of excuses. Hayley is balancing too many lies. Naomi is emotionally fraying. Nicole's love life is getting crowded. Vanessa is moving deeper into risky territory. Ashley is being forced to choose between love and survival. Nobody is stable. Nobody is safe. And that's exactly when this show is at its best. Because Beyond the Gates understands something great. Soaps always know the real explosions don't start with screaming. They start with one simple question. Tell me the truth. And for Hayley Hamilton, that question may finally be coming. The scene that never happened. If you watched the April 20th episode, you probably noticed it. Ashley and Grayson. The chemistry was there. The tension was there. The setup was perfect. The kind of scene where you know, okay, here it comes, the kiss, the big romantic payoff. But then the camera shifted. The moment moved off screen. And just like that no kiss, it felt subtle, natural, easy to miss. But it wasn't random. Atba's survival. Because actress Jen Jacob was fighting through absolute misery. Jen Jacob was seriously sick after the episode aired. Jen Jacob jumped on Instagram and revealed the truth. And honestly, respect. Because she had been up the entire night before filming. Not nervous, not studying lines. Sick. Really sick. She said it was an awful 24-hour stomach bug. The kind that drains everything out of you. The kind where even standing upright feels like a personal attack. And then imagine having to go to work. On camera. Under lights. Playing romance. While trying not to die internally. That's soap actor life. And somehow she still made it work. Why the kiss had to die originally. Ashley and Grayson were supposed to kiss. That was the scene. That was the plan. But because Jen was so sick, that plan had to go. Immediately. And honestly, fair? Nobody wants to turn a romantic soap scene into biological warfare. Especially poor Jordi Villasuso, aka Grayson. Jen even joked about it herself. Poor Jordi. Honestly, that line killed me. Because imagine showing up ready for a romantic scene and your co-star arrives carrying the energy of a collapsing pharmacy. No thank you. So production had to pivot. Fast. The sneaky camera trick, and this is the genius part. Instead of rewriting the scene completely, they used camera magic. Simple, smart, invisible. Jen explained that if you go back and watch closely, the camera moves them off screen right before they would actually touch. Meaning the audience feels the romantic moment without the physical contact ever happening. No kiss, no germs, no disaster, just clever directing. And unless someone told you, you'd probably never know. That's good production. That's soap survival. That's television illusion at its finest. Because the best tricks are the ones nobody notices. This is why soap actors deserve more credit. Let's be honest, soap actors are built differently. Because most people with a stomach bug would be under 3 blankets texting, I quit. Not filming emotional scenes, not memorizing pages of dialogue, not trying to look attractive under studio lighting. But daytime actors? They show up. They deliver. They suffer beautifully. And viewers rarely even know. That level of professionalism is insane. People underestimate how hard soaps are. Fast scripts, constant production, emotional intensity every single day. There is no, we'll shoot it next month. You show up. Or the machine stops. Jen Jacob showing up sick and still making the scene work, that deserves applause. And probably soup. Ashley's love life is still a mess. Now let's talk about Ashley herself. Because honestly, her romantic history in Fairmont Crest has been chaos with excellent lighting. She started as the strong, capable nurse at Garland Memorial. Smart, focused, reliable. And of course soap writers looked at that stability and said, let's ruin it. First came Derek, the firefighter, safe, solid, predictable. That relationship had healthy choice written all over it, which in soap language means it was doomed. Then came Andre Richardson. Dangerous, charming, complicated. The kind of man who makes your therapist rich. Ashley caught feelings. And viewers absolutely noticed. Because Andre brings emotional chaos like it's a gift basket. But that fell apart too. Because peace is illegal in Fairmont Crest. Now there's Grayson. Enter Grayson, the lab tech. The sweet treat guy. The seemingly safer option. At least on paper. Ashley started putting herself first. Trying something different. Trying someone different. And Grayson looked like that answer. Until, well, everything got suspicious. Because viewers know what Ashley doesn't fully know yet. Grayson is not clean. Not even close. He's tangled in dangerous business. Connected to people he shouldn't be connected to. And every smile he gives Ashley feels a little heavier now. Because romance gets complicated when your boyfriend might be tied to organized crime. That tends to create scheduling issues. The Leah connection makes it worse. And here's where things get darker. Because Grayson isn't just shady. He's orbiting Dr. Leah Whitmore. Which means danger. Immediate danger. The blood ring investigation. Jacob undercover. The impaler theories. Everything keeps circling back to the same people. And Grayson is standing right there. Which means Ashley's sweet, determined Ashley may be walking straight into something deadly. Without realizing it. That is terrifying. Because heartbreak is one thing. Criminal conspiracy? Slightly worse. Only slightly. Ashley and Naomi, the real heart of the story. One thing I love about Ashley, she isn't defined by romance. She shows up for people. Especially Naomi. And right now, Naomi needs that. Badly. Because while everyone thinks Jacob is just away, the truth is far more dangerous. And on top of that, Naomi is carrying the BRCA mutation secret. That kind of health fear changes everything. Your future, your choices, your identity. Ashley has been pushing her friend to tell the truth. To stop carrying it alone. And honestly, that friendship may be one of the strongest emotional anchors on the show. Because sometimes the real love story isn't romance. It's the friend who refuses to let you drown quietly. That matters. A lot. What happens when Ashley learns the truth? Now here's the real question. What happens when Ashley finds out about Grayson? Because it's coming. Secrets always expire, especially on soaps. And when she realizes the man she trusted may be connected to something dark, that fallout could be brutal. Will she walk away? Will she confront him? Will she get pulled deeper trying to save him? Because let's be honest, Ashley is not the kind of woman who quietly backs out of danger. She runs toward truth. Even when it hurts. Especially when it hurts. That makes her strong and vulnerable, which is exactly why viewers care. Sometimes the best scenes are the ones we almost got. That almost kiss scene? It says something bigger. Sometimes television magic isn't about explosions. It's about adjustment, improvisation, tiny invisible decisions that protect the story. And honestly, knowing the truth makes me appreciate the moment more. Because it wasn't just romance, it was professionalism. It was actors and crew adapting in real time, protecting the illusion, keeping the story alive. That's kind of beautiful. Also slightly disgusting, but mostly beautiful. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, please don't forget to subscribe my channel without missing any update.